Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm talking about manifesting, being good at manifesting. Isn't that a better way to go than picking one individual thing and trying to manifest that? Why don't we look at manifesting as a whole? And you can do this. This is what I did. I decided I don't like persistence with an individual thing where you're just putting so much effort into one thing and you're pinning all of your hopes on it, and you are attached to the outcome because you're putting lots of work. So where's the result and all of that. But I am into persistence when it comes to persisting at being good at this, persisting at feeling good about myself. So self-concept, that's a whole other issue, and I'm going to talk about that in another video, which I might upload at the same time, might not, but I will upload it at some point. So we look at this as a whole. I'm going to be good at manifesting, and at the moment you're going to think, but I can't do it, I can't make anything work. I want to be good at it, but I just don't see how that is even possible. So you will be thinking that, probably. You'll have that little bit of resistance there, but it doesn't matter. Don't even worry about that, because that's your rational brain telling you, don't be stupid. You haven't managed to make much work so far. Why should you be able to make this work? But that's okay. What we do is we separate our rational mind from our subconscious mind. And that way makes it a whole lot easier, I promise you. And I'm going to talk to you about how you can do this in a minute, not just tell you to do it, tell you how to do it, because of course it's one thing to say, yeah, do this, but it's another thing to think, well, how am I going to start doing that? So the first thing you want to do is set that intention. And when I say set an intention, all I mean is decide what you want, so you get clarity on it. So just write it down. Something about the written word that is really powerful. Don't type it onto a computer or anything like that, or into your phone. Write it down with a pen or a pencil. I intend to be good at manifesting, or you could say I intend to be good at creating. I want to be good at manifesting. It doesn't matter if you say I want. You could say I want, or you could say I am, or I'm going to be. It really doesn't matter. Don't get hung up on that exact wording, but that's what you're intending. So that is your intention. You're clear about that. Then you look at how you feel at the moment. Okay, how am I feeling at the moment? Okay, I'm feeling like everybody else can do it and I'm struggling. I see other people's success, so you can kind of monitor that feeling within you of what it is and give it a value between 1 to 10 on the scale of how good I think I am at manifesting. Where would I be at the moment? So 1 being rubbish and 10 being really, really good. And let's say you're at 2. Okay, this is just an example. Okay, well, I'm going to aim for a 5 to start with. This is just a starting point, because if you say to yourself, I'm going to get to 10, you will feel the resistance of that and think, oh, that seems near impossible. So do it in increments, do it in smaller bite-sized chunks. That's what I like with this. That is definitely what I did back in the day. Now I don't, and I just go for it, bang, like that, and I'm going for this and some huge things I'm going for at the moment, but I don't care. I think Jeremy looks at me like, what? But why not? But I'm of that mindset now that, yeah, that's possible. Of course it is possible. I can do that. I can do that as much as I can do a smaller thing. I don't see small and big now. I just see things. So that's what you want to get to, and that you will get to that, I promise you. But you need to set yourself a plan in order to do that. So persistence comes in to being good at this. So you do that. You've set your intention. You've got that clear. Now, I don't know what you guys are like with affirmations, and I used to hate them, as in I thought, I just don't see how it could possibly work because I've got this resistance going on. And as soon as I would say I had something, I would feel like I didn't have it. So I didn't do them for years. I can feel myself talking really fast, so I'm going to try and slow down. Whenever I'm so enthusiastic about something, I tend to just speed right up. And I know that's a bit frustrating for you guys the English isn't your first language, and I am told that every now and again. So I'm going to try and slow down. I have a wholly different attitude around affirmations now. I don't really call them affirmations. To me, they're just statements. They're statements to make an impression that I'm using to make an impression on my subconscious. So where I told you to split, or advised you to split the rational brain, so the analytical mind, from your subconscious, you're doing that now. So you're thinking, okay, I'm going to design 10 core affirmations here. 10 core statements that apply to this, and then if I come out with variations, that's cool. So do that, and it's quite fun designing those. Like everything I want comes into my life much quicker now. I only have to imagine something, and I would say I only have to imagine something and then have a desire for it, and it shows up in my life, because you don't want to start manifesting stuff that you've just accidentally imagined that you don't necessarily want. So be fairly specific. No, but don't be fairly specific, be very specific about how you want this to work. It's like if you were to keep saying, I'm really desired, people desire me, you'll get people coming to you that actually you don't want coming to you. So this is why I say be specific about it. Do that, design those. Choose yourself a spot, like every day for 5 minutes a day, so that's not long, is it? I am going to rampage these affirmations, and this is what has worked for me, is the rampaging of them. I don't even stop for breath. I'm not saying it out loud, I'm saying it in my head, and I do it when I get into bed because Jeremy's there and he's fast asleep. Because he just manages to go like that and go to sleep, which I can't do that. So I have started to use that time productively. So I had started getting more into affirmations about a year or so ago, of just saying them when I felt like it. And I thought, yeah, I'm enjoying this. I don't have any resistance there anymore because I have become good at this. So it's not an issue. But then I decided, no, like, let's really ramp it up because I am enjoying it. So why not ramp it up and really go on a rampage? So I started doing it purely with self-worth and self-esteem. Not that my self-esteem was bad when I started doing it, it wasn't, but I just love doing it, and I just feel every day that I feel stronger and I feel more like I can just achieve anything. As soon as when I feel like I can't get any better, I do get better. So it's so effective. So first of all, you choose that time and then you say to yourself, okay, rational brain, I'm not talking to you. It doesn't matter what you say to me right now. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to subconscious, and you can give them names if that helps. And then you're taking away that initial resistance that you get, that like you're deluded, you're making it up. So then you say to yourself, I'm not telling myself that this is real right now. I'm not trying to pretend this is real. I am just creating an impression on my subconscious, and that's all I'm doing right now. So you take away that resistance. And that is what you're doing, absolutely what you're doing. It's a form of self-hypnosis, and that's all you're doing. So you just rampage it for 5 minutes, and you're over and over and over it. It doesn't matter if you repeat the same sentence over and over. It doesn't matter if you vary it, if you just throw a random one in there. It doesn't matter. But you are pretty much not stopping for breath in your head, or you can say it out loud. If you're in the house by yourself and you prefer to say it out loud, do that. Or if you're not in the house by yourself and you don't care what anybody thinks of you, but with me, it's in my head. So that is your first plan. And if you do this and you do it for solidly for a month, and every single night like that, or whenever your time is for a month, you will feel differently. Then you measure yourself on that scale again at the end of the month. Okay, where am I on that scale now? I think, gosh, I feel that things are a bit more possible, and that's what will happen. And you will have moved up, and maybe you've moved up to just a 3, but maybe you've moved up to a 5, maybe you've moved up to a 6. I mean, I move so quickly with this now, but because I made it a practice. Let's persist, let's get good at this, let's get good. I want to be able to want something in my life and feel that it's achievable, I feel that it's possible, and not have to put in a stack of work to get it. That was what I did this for, and that is exactly how things happen for me now. I don't have to put in much work at all. I might have to take some action in order to lead me. I'll get an opportunity. That's what happens. An opportunity will come along for me to have this thing that I want. And sometimes I don't know that that's the opportunity leading to that thing, and then it does. And I'm like, wow, I didn't see that coming. But that's what's happening. And sometimes I have to take direct action, and that action is inspired action. I never take it from an ego point of view, like, oh, well, let's try this. Okay, or not just ego, is it? I never, from a trying point of view. If I get an inspiration and I think, I don't know whether it's going to work out or not. There's something inside of me that says this is definitely going to work. But what happens is it feels intuitive. So I always go with it. Always go with your intuition. And that's the decision you make from today. I am going to listen to my intuition. If I know deep down that something isn't right, then I'm not going to do it. If I should know that I shouldn't say something, I'm not going to say it. I will go with that intuitive feeling, because you will never go wrong, because that is what your intuition is for. It's a gift to us. It really is. It's our biggest gift, and if we can follow that the whole time, you won't go wrong. So you decide from this day, just going to follow intuition. Those rampages, that setting that intention, and then anything else on top of that you would like to do, that you enjoy doing. I wouldn't suggest with this that you start scripting out all of the things that you've managed to manifest, because again, you're then focusing in on those individual things and you're building the resistance. We're not looking at doing that here. We're looking at taking a solid chunk of time to get better, to feel better at this, to feel the possibilities, to make things a probability, everything, not just that one thing. And really, if you were to start with that plan, you'll feel better in a month. You'll feel different. I have a subliminal up here, which I will link below, which would be really helpful to listen with this. So any kind of subliminals, if you don't want to listen to mine, there'll be other stuff up there, Become a Master, Manifestor and all of that. There'll be other people doing that, so you don't have to listen to mine. And then, so you set yourself a plan. This is what I'm going to persist at. So you might want to do more than the 5 minutes a day. I tend not to, because I just feel that I love that time and I'm doing that because I know what it's doing to my subconscious. And I know that my rational brain can say whatever it likes. It won't make a blind bit of difference to what's going on in my subconscious. Whatever your rational brain says to you, it can't stop it. It's almost like somebody just trying to get in the way of your success, and you just keep moving them out the way, and they can't stop you from moving them out the way, and you get closer, and every time you get a bit closer they get in the way again, but you just move them to the side again and go a little bit closer, and you get to where you're going. Honestly, I promise. That is my rampage today, because I really wanted to get this out there, because I know I talk to a lot of you guys when I'm doing Zoom coaching with you, and we're talking about persistence. Maybe it's a specific person or a promotion that you want, or more money that you want, and it all depends on your resistance levels. You see, what could happen now is when you do get really good at this, and you do get that feeling of, yeah, I can do this, then you can chuck other stuff in there about those specific things, because then you feel like, okay, I'm good at this, so it doesn't matter what you stick in there then. But I would strongly suggest that you apportion a stack of time now, whatever else you're looking to manifest, put that to one side and come to this first, and like do a month and then see how you are on that scale, and then maybe do a little bit longer. If you could do 2 months, and I know people freak out about like, oh, I can't put that to one side for 2 months, but you can. Look, if you've been waiting a while for it now, what's another 2 months? Honestly, things will change rapidly. And let me just say about subliminals, the way subliminals work, because I get asked this a lot and people aren't sure what the difference is between an affirmation recording, and I do them both, and subliminal. A subliminal is set. So what happens is you choose, if it's let's do an example that you're coming to me and you're asking for a personalised subliminal. You would then say to me, I want nature sounds with it, or I want music, or I want both. So that's fine. And then I select a sound that's applicable to what you've asked for, and then I record those affirmations. So I come back to you and I say, these are my recommended affirmations based on a form that you've sent to me, and you agree with them or you don't agree with them, or you say, I've never had anyone say no, I don't want them, but then you might say, could you add this, or could you add something along these lines? And I go, yeah, sure, that's cool. And then I will do that, and then I will come back to you with a finalised list, and then I will record. So as I record it, I'm at a normal level. I then go into my software and it's all at the same level, all of my sounds at the same level, and then I drop the volume with the affirmations. So I will keep going down and down and down until I can maybe I like to be able to hear a slight mumble. That's me. But sometimes I can't even hear that, but I can see the volume that they're set at, so I practice with it and get the volume just really what you want is as long as you can't hear a clear sentence, it's absolutely fine. So I'll drop it like that. So then, the sounds I use are really helpful in masking the audio, because it depends what sounds you use. And if you're going to use a sound that sort of comes in every now and again, then you're not going to mask that completely. So I try and choose tones that really mask it, but it's still there. The audio is still there, but it's not, you cannot perceive it with your rational mind. With your ears, you're not perceiving it, but your central nervous system still works in the same way, and your subconscious is perfectly capable of perceiving that, honestly. So this is why, for me, a subliminal will work faster, because your rational brain, which I call the middleman, is not in the way. It's not there to analyse what's going on. That's why I love them. But equally, affirmation tracks are good too. They just might take a little bit longer, or they might not. It just depends on you, really. It depends on what you think of, how much your analytical mind analyses stuff when you are listening to it. The thing is, even though you might not think you're analysing those words, your brain kind of is. So it just cuts out that process. Anyway, I started to go off on a tangent now, so I'll stop that. I wanted to explain that because lately I've had quite a few questions about that, people not really knowing what subliminals are, and I guess because I know what they are, I just assume everybody else knows, so I felt like I needed to clear that up. I should probably do another video on subliminals and really talk about that and how that can change you. I'm not going to stop offering Zoom coaching, but I'm going to rein it back a bit because I do need to get on with some writing. I've really got a lot of stuff on the go. So I will still carry on with my regular coaching clients. I'll still be seeing you guys, and any of my members that decide to have coaching with me, still go on with that. But you might find at some point that a note goes up on my website saying that I'm not taking new clients at the moment, because there is other stuff that I do. I'm not at the moment. I'm going to get a booking system on there. Okay, I know I'm waffling here and I said I wasn't going to anymore, but let me just say this because it just popped into my head. My members area, my new members area is due to go live on Monday. So if you are on the waiting list, of which loads of you are, and I really apologise for the wait, you will be getting a mailer to say you can join up now. So you can join up for free. Most of the modules are completely open to you guys if you join up for free, and the members hub, there are some things that you won't get with a free membership that you will get with a premium. Premium is £10 a month now, but you know, sign up and then just see what you can get. You might fancy upgrading and you might not, but either way you can make an account and just take all of that content for free if that's what you want to do. Okay, I've said that. I just think I'm gonna have to stop now because I'm completely losing track. I don't know what it is today. I woke up with a real scatty brain today. There's loads I want to say and do, but I just can't seem to focus myself. Okay, stop. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I'd love for you to do that. My son Harrison has his own YouTube channel, which is listed below, mostly based around specific persons. So if you've never popped along there before, it'd be lovely if you could do that. Yeah, and that's it, I think.